It's no problem. I mean, I have to say, when I heard that, like, people actually watch this show, I was actually.
Shit. Alright. What's up, everybody? This is the Sports and Shenanigans podcast featuring the lovely Ginger and the lovely, once again, classic guest. She's been here since the beginning, everybody.
Crazy K.
So reliable. Screw random guest man. He can suck a fatty.
Steelers won, so he didn't want to come. I don't know.
That doesn't make any sense.
He's celebrating.
They went against Jacksonville, so who cares?
He wouldn't have anything to talk about. He can't complain for like 10 hours.
Yeah. I'm just gonna move this a tad closer to Cassie. Hopefully it's able to capture. Shit. Don't point that way. Nope. Okay. Yeah, our mic's kind of broken so that it just kind of like will flop backwards and point towards the ceiling, which is bad. So, how did you guys do on the predictions?
All right, predictions for last week. It turns out that things have been broken open a little bit wider. Going into last week, we were all tied. Can you believe that? Between the four of us, we were tied at exactly 25 guesses right out of 44 guesses. All four of us. It was pretty cool. So last week, I went 11 for 15, which I'll take that as a win.
That's really good.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Especially how crazy the NFL's been this year. Zach went 9 for 15. Not terrible. He's better than 500. Crazy K went 10 for 15. Even better. Drunk Guy got one score completely right. He guessed the Colts game just like I did a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Got it exactly right and gets a tally mark under that category. Good job. And we won't talk about your percentage for wins losses this time.
Why not? What did I get?
6 out of 15.
Oh my god. No. I have to really pick a lot of safe ones this time. Other than the fact that I lost 2 suicide picks already. Hopefully they're against really good teams.
Well, I think it was before you realized I was really keeping this close to track. I think you were going for goofy predictions, because if they won, that would have made you a genius.
I think that part of it is that I really feel like the NFL is so unpredictable that, like, even if I'm like, it's Buffalo versus Denver, I'm liking Buffalo's chances. I'm not, like, it almost seems like every game's a coin toss, like, unless it's Jacksonville or, the Rams versus, like, a good team, Like, every game seems to be almost unpredictable between two close teams. Which I thought I locked the Chiefs in against the Niners, right?
You're absolutely right. Yeah.
And I shouldn't have done that because that was such a close game anyway. Like, I knew that was going to be a close game, but I really was thinking, like, Niners, you need to prove me wrong here because I'm losing faith. I'm losing the faith in the Niners here.
Which no Niners fan can blame you. We've had a rocky coast to a 3-2 start.
I had an interesting thought about the Niners, but I'll get into that later if we start talking about, like, like the metagame of football, like how the game is played and how coaches and offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators get into, like, how they want to play the game. But I'll save that point if we start talking about that. But I don't want to get into it right now. So, we got you in the lead then.
Yep. The way it stands, right now I'm in the lead with a 36 out of 59. Zach's Crazy K is in second with 35. Zach's got 34 and you've got 31. So really, we're all within 1 week of each other. 1 week, it could all turn around.
It depends how much we differentiate in our picks. If we all pick pretty much the same stuff, then we'll go pretty much that way through the whole rest of the season. But I don't see any reason why.
If the rest of the season's more predictable than the first 5 games, then that might happen. But like you're saying, anybody could win right now. It's a coin toss for a lot of teams. Right now, there's only a couple of teams that really stand out, but for the most part, there's 15 different teams that have a chance to make it to their.
I wonder what the percentage of the league is that is. The stats are either 2-2, 3-2, or 2-3.
It's so ridiculous that there's really only a few teams that only have 1 loss. and I looked at it. There is only one team this year so far in 5 games that is that doesn't have a loss on the road yet. Guess which team?
The Seahawks?
No, they lost to San Diego on the road.
Oh, no, I was thinking home wins.
On the road, there's only one team that hasn't lost yet.
The Niners?
The Cowboys.
Oh,
I was just
okay.
about to say that. She's like, it's gotta be Dallas because no one's gonna expect that.
Yeah.
No, in Dallas, like the Chargers, they
Of
lost.
course, it's the perfect plot twist to the NFL.
It's the perfect plot choice. Yeah, and like the Chargers, they lost their first game and haven't lost since. They're both 4-1, which is pretty impressive. Now, this brings me to the power rankings you showed me earlier. Now, the Cowboys lost their first game, and that's the only loss. So they've actually done a lot better than a lot of people have given them credit for. Though, really, the 49ers were the only powerhouse they played, and they let the 49ers score 28 points in the first half. And this is the 49ers team.
None
that's
of their
struggling.
games have been clean. Like,
No.
they've either had to come back an absurd amount to win, or it's been so close, like, it's gotten basically into overtime.
Yeah.
And but that's classic Cowboy style. Like, even if you're ahead, or even if you, like, you've got the momentum, you'll throw, like, Tony Romo will throw a pick, or somebody will fumble, or, like, a punt will get muffed, or something of that nature. That just, like, when you think the game's gonna go your way, it's like, holy shit, we just lost. Like, but they didn't lose. That's the important part. They haven't lost because of that. Like, it's happened, but they've actually been able to, like, stay in the game, which is pretty impressive by them.
Yeah, their defense has done a lot better than they did that first half against the 49ers. Since then, their defense has been playing lights out.
Their defense has been okay, yeah.
Uh,
I wouldn't put them in the top 3.
No.
I would put them in the top 10 for sure. I don't know. I think that the Niners and the Seahawks still have just the best defenses, and then there's a lot of teams that have, like, rivaling defenses to that,
Agreed.
such as the Steelers or the Bears. Actually, no, the Bears have bad defense. Everyone thought the Bears were gonna have really good defense, and they have horrible defense. But yeah, there's other teams that you can compare the defenses, like, in ways, like in aspects, like the Ravens or something. But
Or the Eagles, I guess, and
no, I really feel like the
Cardinals,
Cowboys have just, like, this special little, like, they have, like, all their players have, like, this little bit of, like, bottle of fairy dust on the sidelines that they just, like, pour over themselves, like, every once in a while, and they're just like, it's time for me to win one for the team, guys. And just, like, who would it be? Like, DeMarco Murray just goes out, like, on the next play, and he just, like, makes a 55-yard rush. Like, he's just, like, gets up, he's like, yeah, boom, throws the ball down, fairy dust. Like,
who wants to touch me?
I don't know.
I said, who wants to fucking touch me? Ooh. Marco Murray. Who would have thought? Well, we all knew he was good, but he has been stepping it up this year.
We knew he was good, but we didn't know he was fabulous.
Fabulous.
All right. Should we get into the what is it called? The NFL power rankings? Do you want to talk a little bit about your agreements and discrepancies that you have with the list of power rankings?
I would love to. And then I'd like to hear your views on it, because mine are pretty biased because I'm a 49ers fan. And you've done a great job of being pretty objective here. So, let me, can you pull that up?
Yeah, let's see here. Go ahead and open this. All right, let's see.
Yeah, we were just talking about how the 49ers kind of whooped the Cowboys the first game we played against them, and that was when the 49ers were still struggling. Well, if you look on this chart, they've got the Cowboys ahead of the 49ers somehow. I know the Cowboys have won more games, but they haven't had the same schedule.
Well, they
the
also
49ers
lost
have.
to the 49ers, so I can see why you have your gripes with this little bit of information here. So, yeah.
But whoever made that list is probably going to tell me to shut the hell up, and they're going to say, well, if the records were the same, then yes, it would go to who won between the two of them. But
yeah, my thing was that, like, okay, which team has been more convincing though? And I guess I have to agree with you, because, like, I wasn't very convinced by the Niners when they were 2-2 last week. They beat the Chiefs. They didn't do it by a lot, but they did it in a way that I can't disagree with their win. Like, it wasn't like a bad call happened or that, like, changed the game. Other than the fact that they got, like, a penalty, like, what was it? The illegal formation penalty.
Oh, that saved the 49ers drive?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we were about to kick a 50-something yard field goal on a 4th and something, and...
Yeah, and then they got a first down because the Chiefs lined 12 men up on the field. So
Yeah.
that was pretty unfortunate for the Chiefs, but yeah. I mean, I'm not going to say they won because of that call because they were even ahead at the time. They were only ahead by 3, and the Chiefs didn't go on to score, but they would have had the ball with more time to spare than if they had more time to, burn off the clock or another chance to burn time off the clock or whatever.
That was one of the...
That was one of the little, but those little edges can happen on any game. Some really good challenge flag is thrown or something like that, and it changes the outcome of a game in a way. You can't always say that was the game-changing, decisive call that, made one team win and one team lose. I don't think that you could say that because the Chiefs did get the ball, and they had a chance to march down the field, and they didn't do it because the Niners' defense stopped them. So
in every football game, there's a lot of little things and a lot of big plays that make a difference. And there's a lot of times it comes down to those big plays where you might have had 5 or 6 good ones, and just one of them, if you didn't have, you would have lost the game. Or a couple of mistakes where if just one of those mistakes you had, went your way, you would have won that game instead. And in the 49ers and Chiefs game, there was a lot of good plays. Frank Gore was amazing. Kaepernick did what he usually does on his feet. There was that catch by Brandon Lloyd that looked like an Anquan Boldin catch or a Des Bryant catch. Did you see that catch with Des Bryant this last week?
Yeah, I did. He grabbed the ball over the top of some dude around his body almost. And when they landed on the ground, they kind of separated, they bounced off the turf, and then he managed to scoop the ball into his body while they were flopping around.
Yeah. That shows great performers. Yeah, great performances by all. It was an exciting week this week.
Yeah.
So what about you? That's my main grievance with the power rankings. What's
let me get that pulled back up. I keep moving back and forth, but all right. So we got the Seahawks are number 1. I would say that I agree with this, but if I could tie teams, I would almost tie the Broncos and the Seahawks, and I would very closely follow up the Chargers because I really don't think that we know enough right now because. Look how many teams only lost once, and I know you can argue that their victories are against better teams, but to be honest, beating any team right now is pretty it has merit. Any victory you get has merit because it's the NFL. If you can beat an NFL team and be consistent against just whatever average caliber the NFL is, because any bad team can be awesome one week.
That's right.
If you only lost one game, then you show consistency and you show an ability to win. So any team with one loss, I really feel is in very close proximity to the Hawks. I think they do have certain advantages in positions. Who's your favorite player on the Seahawks, Cassie?
Probably Percy Harvin.
Dude, up top, love that guy. He used to be a Viking when I was kind of a Vikings fan still. Percy Harvin just does you can run him in any sort of position or do any kind of play with him and he'll make yards happen.
Yeah, he can
he's
run
so
it.
fast.
He's good on special teams. He can block. He can catch.
Yeah.
I want to see him on defense. I'll bet you he gets some interceptions.
I think he was one of the reasons. Him and Golden Tate were reasons that I was dude, Seahawks are awesome last year.
Mm-hmm.
I was fuck yeah, man, these guys are awesome. And Russell Wilson, total underdog figure. Just totally fun to watch him play.
Yeah.
But yeah, and he's been doing awesome ever since he was signed. And he got signed from the Canadian Football League or some bullshit. He was underappreciated until he became the MVP of the NFL. All right, so we got the Broncos at number 2. Can anybody really disagree with this or has any rebuttals?
There's no team in the NFL right now that's better than the Seahawks and the Broncos.
I'm really glad that the Chargers are way up there.
Yeah, dude, the Chargers are awesome.
Because
what the
they
hell?
did actually beat Seattle.
In Seattle, yeah.
No, it was in San Diego, and it was
it was?
120 degrees.
Oh, that's right. I remember now.
So I'm really glad they're high up there.
Why did we skip over the Broncos?
We didn't. I was gonna say that. I was starting to
Alright,
say that
we'll
possibly the Chargers should maybe be above Seattle.
Above Seattle?
I.
Ooh, from the Seattle fan too. That's interesting.
That's
No,
what
I
I was
really think the
saying.
Chargers are awesome. I don't know how they're doing it. Like, I don't get to see much of their games because, I mean, I've seen one of their games, and Phillip Rivers, like, though he's been pretty good and puts up a lot of yards, I never really see, like, I guess I gotta look into that team a little bit and figure out what is causing them to be able to win. Because they've never had a good defense. They've always had a decent offense, but, like, just... You know, I guess they're one of those teams that even when they lose, come close most of the time.
Yeah, but it's usually with huge scoring games. Though.
Yes.
They'll only lose by a touchdown or a field goal, but in huge scoring games. Like the battles against Kansas City and the Broncos last year were epic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They can go toe-to-toe with,
though.
like, any offense in the league, they can go toe-to-toe with. Like,
Agreed.
it's just that like, they can't always clutch it out. Like, they'll usually lose by, like, 7 between, I'd say, like, 3 and 10 points, usually.
Yeah, they're a tier above the Cowboys when it comes to that. Because the Cowboys put up a shit ton of points, but they can't seem to win more than 8 games.
Well, I think that has to do with their turnover differential being really bad.
So why do the Chargers never win over 9 games? When
They also have a bad turnover differential,
Yeah?
I think. Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is, but, like, they could, if they stop, like, controlling the ball so well and, like, making smart plays and, like, you know, securing the ball when you're, doing a run play, they could easily drop off. But, I mean, what they've been doing so far has worked. Maybe they got back to some fundamental play. I don't know. They did the Harbaugh approach. It's like, fundamental football, you know, protect the ball with both hands when you're running through the, you know, when you're running through the offensive line as a running back, you know.
Yeah.
Make sure your tackles are like 100% effort, you know.
Don't kill our first down with a penalty.
Yep. Just things of that nature. Can you grab me?
Gotcha.
Okay, so what do you guys think about the Eagles? Because this is one of the ones that I'm kind of like, I don't know.
Yeah, what the hell are the Eagles doing up there?
I mean, they're 4-1. Like I said, any team
Yeah.
that's only lost once, like, has something going for them.
I don't know how though.
Well, they keep winning.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how they keep winning.
They have an awesome set of running backs. I'll just say that straight out. LaShawn McCoy, I would argue to be the best one in the league. And they also have, who is it? Darren Sproles now? Darren Sproles is a badass. And Nick Foles is showing up pretty big too. Like those, I don't know. I guess it's the team of, like, I guess you could say young guns. Like, you know, they're almost like what the Seahawks were last year in a way. Like, just people trying to prove themselves. But at the same time, they also are doing it in a very different way. The Seahawks did it with, like, a stellar defense. And the Eagles are doing... I believe that the Eagles actually have Jarrell Revis on D as well, which is potentially one of the top 3 cornerbacks in the league. Obviously behind Richard Sherman. Okay, so I read this article about hair pulling in the NFL, and it was about Richard Sherman. Because you know how he has kind of longer hair or whatever? Apparently... You know how you're, like, remember those, like, crazy tackles where, like, Troy Polamalu gets, like, pulled to the ground by his hair by, like, a chasing, like, he makes a pick and, like, he's running it back and then an offender, like, just grabs his hair, like, just yanks him to the ground, like, Rapunzel style. I don't know, like, apparently, I forget who they were going against last week now. Who are they going against on Monday? Do you remember?
The Eagles?
They went against the Eagles on Monday?
No, I
Are
was
you talking about
asking.
Seattle?
The Seahawks. I was talking about the hair pulling thing with
No,
Richard Sherman.
Seahawks just whooped Tampa Bay.
No, why can't I'm having
Okay, whoever they went against, there was a receiver matchup that he had where the receiver was literally using his dreadlocks to, like, you know, like within the 5-yard line, he would, like, pull on him and, like, use him as, like, a boosting mechanism to, like, get out in front of him because he's like
Washington,
he couldn't get ahead of the guy, so he was, like, pulling on his hair to get ahead of him.
That's horrible.
Yeah, this is cut the hair, man. I know you look like a African warrior, but Jesus, cut the hair.
Unless you're on defense.
Then it's okay to look like an African warrior. Anyway, all right. So, all right, Bengals. I think we can all kind of agree that the Bengals are pretty solid. I wouldn't say there's anything that besides maybe Andy Dalton, and they're kind of what I view as a sad loss last week to the Patriots. I really thought they were going to win that one.
I thought they were too.
Whatever. I mean, I guess you can never count out the Patriots to begin with, but yeah. I think Andy Dalton's really talented. They have good receivers. They have a moderately achieved defense. I don't know. All right. That's all I want to really say about them. They're not the most interesting team, but they are pretty good. Okay, so here goes an interesting team. And, 2 in a row. So we got the Cowboys and the Niners. So first let's go off on the Cowboys. Do they deserve to be number 6? Chris says no. Did you already explain all of your reasoning to that?
No, See, the problem is I contradict myself because, yes, the 49ers beat the Cowboys. We're better than the Cowboys. They have no business being ahead of the Cowboys, except they have a better record, and honestly, that's enough of a difference. I can't complain. I can't argue.
Okay.
The Cowboys and Eagles, who knows what's going to happen, and I know it's only week 5. Give it 2 more weeks, maybe 3, and the 49ers will be in the top 3, and the Cowboys will be back to 8 or 9.
You think the 49ers are going to bump up to top 3?
Yes.
I'd like to see that.
Me too.
I don't think it's going to happen.
As a
The Niners in the power rankings?
In the top 3?
Not right now. No,
He's
definitely
saying the
not right
next
now.
couple weeks.
Yes, by week 8.
If they win their next 2 games convincingly, maybe.
Yes, convincingly. By week 8, we'll be in the top 3 again.
If they win their next game convincingly, they'll probably bump up
I
about
don't even
2
think-
spots or so.
I don't even think they're going to win
Maybe
the
one or
next
2.
game convincingly.
Who they're against the
St.
Seahawks,
Louis,
right?
St. Louis.
Oh,
St.
St.
Louis.
Louis.
And I think St. Louis is just going to barely take them down. Just barely.
They're 0-5.
Yeah, but they're in their own house, and
I mean,
you know
I'm not
what?
going to say that St. Louis sucks because I think they could beat any team, basically any team if they had a great game. Besides maybe the Chargers because they could never outscore the Chargers. Holy fuck. All right. So, okay. Cowboys.
Yeah, and I'm looking at... Well, see, here's the other thing, too. We were just looking at I was looking at the stats of the Eagles and what their rankings are over the whole NFL, and there was something silly. They were second in points. Second in the league in points scored, but they were no closer than 15th in any other category. The Cowboys, they are 6th in points scored, 5th in yards, 16th in passing yards, and they're 2nd in the league in rushing yards. Those are solid stats.
That's insane.
yeah.
The rushing stats.
So so what I don't get is why the Eagles are so far high above the Cowboys.
Apparently points matter, but I don't know.
This is silly. Now, the 49ers...
Wait. Yeah, okay. You're saying the Eagles deserve to be below the Cowboys.
I
No,
do.
I agree that the Eagles are too high. I definitely say I don't even know if they belong above the Niners, to be honest.
I don't think they do.
I think they're probably around 8 or 9.
The 49ers have beat both the Eagles and the Cowboys.
So yeah. I rest my case.
And I'll agree with you.
I need a little hammer the ruling has been set. Eagles are placed 9th. Change NFL.com to display the verdict accurately. Alright, so do you guys want to go anywhere past 10, or do you just want to go to about 10 and then call it? So we got the Niners. We've pretty much talked enough about them. They deserve to be in the top 10 for sure. Maybe a place or two. They deserve to be at least one place higher because the Eagles don't deserve their 4th place slot.
And right now, I have to let the Cowboys keep their spot because their offense is that good. And their defense is a lot better than it was last year.
And they have an overwhelming supply of that fairy dust. What they did is they just they took the souls of the children that have to grow up there and the creative spirits that they had, and they condensed them in a molecular what's it called when it speeds them up. Okay, whatever. They put it in a scientific machine that condenses their spirits into this fairy dust, and they
cook it,
they
gel
put
it
it
up.
in old Gatorade containers, and they they bring it to the Cowboys on the sideline. They're just here, use this when the time is right. And then Tony Romo was I can't throw a pick. It's the 2-minute warning, and we're only up by 1. Touchdown pass. The crowd goes wild.
Oh, Cowboys fans lucked out. And those 30,000
Molecular
Cowboys
collider,
fans lucked
that's
out.
what I
And
was trying to think of.
The
Fuck.
40,000 Cowboys haters that are in the Cowboys stadium.
There's so many Niners jerseys. That's so awesome.
Well, and it turns out San Francisco's not the only one. They were talking like that was.
They're just like the Bills go to the Dallas Cowboys stadium, and they're just Bills fans just everywhere. Holy shit! No one's ever seen it before. Even in New York, they've never seen that kind of a turnout for the Buffalo Bills. All right, so we move on to the Colts.
I have to credit it to people hating the Cowboys. You know as well as I do that, Cowboys fans are diehard Cowboys fans,
Sure.
and you'll never talk them out
Sure.
of it. But everybody else, every other fan of the NFL, when you ask who their favorite team is, they'll tell you. If they ask you who the second favorite team is, it's whoever's playing the Cowboys.
That's not true.
Everybody. Who doesn't?
I think that there's a lot of hate for the Cowboys and the Packers, just unwarranted too.
Everybody.
My hate is for the Steelers, so.
Oh yeah, I guess. Well,
I should have brought their name up as well. Actually, Steelers
and the
Cowboys.
Patriots. I'm not really too fond of the Patriots. I actually kind of like the Packers and the Cowboys, but the Patriots I just don't have any love for. Anyway, all right, so we move on. Let's just group the last three together so we don't spend too much more time on this.
Word.
So we got the Colts, the Packers, the Cardinals. Let's just organize that. The 8, 9, and 10. Let's just put that in what we think. So Colts are 8, Packers are 9, Cardinals are 10. How do you think it should be?
I think those are interchangeable. I think it could go either way on those three.
You think
They're
that there
right.
should just be a tie for 8th, and then it goes to 11
I
at the
think-
Patriots? I love how the Patriots don't make the top 10. That's so sad.
Though, how about
So
this?
awesome.
I'll bet you the Cardinals could be both the Cowboys and the Eagles, too.
Patriots, wait.
The Cardinals.
Oh, well, They dropped. Look at how many places they dropped. Okay,
Yeah, I
they
was
dropped
wondering why
6
they dropped
places
6.
in one loss. I guess they got stomped. So
By Seattle.
No.
Right? Who did-
Seattle played Washington. The Redskins.
you big doof.
I guess I'm a big doof. Who the hell they play against?
You big.
I don't think
You big
Seattle would
poop.
stop them that much on the road.
So who'd they play?
Arizona. Hey.
I'm gonna guess they
Oh,
played.
yeah, they played the Broncos.
Oh, that makes sense.
They dropped 6 places because they lost the game to the Broncos. Damn,
Well-
how was the score? Did you?
Yeah, I remember now. Okay, that explains it. Yeah, Denver gave up. Denver won by 21.
Oh.
That was the game where Peyton Manning had 479 passing yards.
Man, they need to work on their pass defense. Holy shit! I mean, I know that Peyton Manning's amazing. Maybe he was having a really great game, but to give up that many passing yards, you should as a top 10 team. I guess I can see you don't want to give up more than 300 yards 4 times. I'd say 4 times in a season. You don't want to more than 4 times, and it's then you're questionable
Yeah.
if you're giving up that many pass yards.
Well, actually, with that said, before we move on, we got to check this out.
What are we checking out?
St. Louis, the freaking Rams, that are about to get demolished by the Cowboys, or by the 49ers, I mean.
No,
Excuse
no.
me.
St. Louis is gonna win. They're gonna take it.
St. Louis is not going to win.
You're just mad.
Oh, man. This doesn't
Might
show
be
it.
right.
I can't find it now, but St. Louis is second in the NFL in pass defense.
We should see how many of the points the Broncos score on them. We need to wait till a team with a really good pass game goes against the Rams, and then we'll see what happens. No, see, the Niners don't even rely on their pass game. If they go against they're gonna crush the Rams, dude.
Yeah, they tried relying on their pass game the first few games, and they went 1-2. And then now they went back to the running game, and Frank Gore's doing well, and 49ers are winning life as well. There's a baby that was just saved from a burning building too, just because the 49ers won. Every time Frank Gore does well, a baby's life is saved.
Good.
What?
It's good to know.
I found that out yesterday.
It's part of the Frank Gore for Life charity. And it literally means for life.
For life.
If Frank Gore rushes over 100 yards, 11 starving children in Africa get to eat McDonald's Happy Meals. And it's literally their dream to do that. So, good for them. All right. So, we agree with the organization of these. Then 8 Colts, 9 Packers, 10 Cardinals.
Not
Man, I
really.
can't believe the Packers made the top 10.
That's what I was gonna say. I think the Cardinals should be 4 with the Packers.
Who then? Who then instead of the Pack?
I don't know, but
The Packers have Aaron
the Packers are
Rodgers.
surprising me.
Maybe the Giants. I bet the Giants are underrated right now. If they can get it together, at least. All right, we'll give that a rest now. So, sorry to bore you to death with that for like the last half hour. But, shall we get on to some videos, or do you guys want to talk about anything in particular with football? Well, this is still going to be football, I believe, so. Doesn't really matter. Here we go. This is, I think, if this is still the right video, it should be Roger Goodell talking about his defense of, I guess, his actions, like regarding how he knew about the Ray Rice incident, and the only reason that he like had a stronger reaction to it was because the footage leaked, and then everyone was like, a 2-game suspension for punching the guy's girlfriend, like, so everyone freaked out, and then to cover his ass, he basically permanently banned Ray Rice, and so that's not obviously the way you want it to be handled. So
I thought you had the Alaska Senate thing up first.
did I? Shit. Oh shit, I think it is. All right, well, we'll see what happens.
Maybe we'll get back.
Yeah, we'll get lots of. God.
This is America's election headquarters at FoxNews.com. I'm Lauren Green. Is the GOP candidate in Alaska's Senate race gaining momentum in the final weeks of the campaign? Well, recent polling has shown Republican nominee Dan Sullivan edging out incumbent Democrat Mark Begich for the Senate seat. Though the race is expected to remain close.
Hey, Chris. Oh, I mean, Ginger. Smooth. All right. Ginger, can you give me any, do you know anything about our Senator Mark Begich, or maybe the way that he voted?
Yes, I know that he voted with Barack Obama 97% of the time.
You don't say.
I think it was to help secure a job-killing agenda.
Was it an EPA agenda?
Yes, that's it.
Did you know how he voted on Obamacare? Whether or not he was the deciding vote on that?
I'm pretty sure if he just didn't vote, it wouldn't have passed.
Wow. Seems like this guy really has got a lot of bad decisions on his permanent record.
Well, that's because he's not really Alaskan. He's pure Washington.
Pure Washington. I wish I could like slap a stamp on his face right now. It's like, pure Washington.
That's a
I'm going to vote for him just because I'm pissed off that Dan Sullivan made me listen to all those freaking videos.
I wish all the people from like the state Washington were like seeing those. They're just like, pure Washington, huh? They're just like, that sounds pretty good for our state.
Go Mark Begich, vote for him.
Worried that Begich now has to play catch-up for analysis. We're joined by senior political strategist at the Chatterton Group, Joe Listingi, and Story Partners principal, Amos Sneed. Welcome to you both.
Hey, thank you.
Smiling like you're
Amos, let me start
fireworks.
with you. So is this GOP candidate, is he gaining steam against the incumbent?
Absolutely. I mean, Dan Sullivan is surging. I think if you look at the polls, even if you look at the internal Democratic polls, it shows Dan Sullivan ahead right now. I mean, this is someone with deep ties to the state of Alaska. His wife's an Alaska native. I mean, if you look at the state, it has the highest per capita.
How does that have
Wife's
any?
an Alaskan native. Oh
That'd be
God.
like that'd be like if you were a politician in Mexico and it's like his wife is Mexican. Like, who gives a fuck? She was
She's a
here
person.
and they got married. No big deal. Right.
Military per any state around the country, and he's an active member of the military today. I think he's surging. I think he's going to continue the surge, and I think he'll be victorious in November.
Joe, is that how you read it?
Well, I'll say this. It's that time of year.
You know, it'd be super ironic and hilarious as if Dan Sullivan missed like a bunch of votes, like Senate votes, because he had to go to drill, like because he was still in the army.
That's what I was just thinking. It was not exactly that, but just like
He's
how
like
does
just
that work?
deployed, like he's just like, I can't vote on things. I'm too busy fighting for our freedom. He's just like stationed in Guantanamo Bay.
Every race gets tighter. We expect this. We see races getting tighter in Kentucky. We see them getting tighter in Georgia. And in this case, in Alaska, it is going to get tighter. This wasn't unexpected. I will say, for being really Alaskan, he's got some residency issues with the state of Maryland he needs to work out. But Sullivan...
Wait, what? For being really Alaskan, he's got some residency issues in Maryland? What did he do? He just, like, up and leave his family there? Like, what's going on here? I'd never heard anything about this. Anyway.
Sullivan is going to gain ground. It's going to happen. I will say this. The Republican polls have Sullivan ahead. The Democratic polls have Begich ahead slightly. Independent polls, they keep going back and forth within the margin of error. This is going to be battleground zero on November 4th. It's going to be amazing, and everyone's going to have to stay up late and tune in to see what happens.
Well, speaking of polls, let's look at a real Clear Politics poll, which is an average of all those polls that are out there. Dan Sullivan has 45.7% to Mark Begich, his 41%. So even the conglomeration of.
And honestly, about 14% of people don't give a fuck. They just don't want to watch those goddamn YouTube ads anymore.
All the polls shows that the incumbent is losing ground against the challenger here. So basically, what happened to Begich's campaign, Joe?
Well, I think Begich's campaign everything has been going up to a point really, really well. They did have some hiccups over the past couple weeks that they've smoothed out, but we have a whole month until Election Day. Let's not forget that. And in our business, 1 month is a light.
Okay.
Fuck, Joe.
So I just had an interesting little idea. So what if all of the people who were doing these polls were just as persistent as the ads on YouTube? And so it's like, and they wouldn't leave you alone until you were like, yes, I'm voting for Dan Sullivan.
Shut the fuck up, or if I tell you yes, will you hang up?
Yeah, and they're just like all just like following people around with like a clipboard, just like, sir, are you ready to vote for Dan Sullivan? Fine, I'll fucking sign your shitty petition. Jesus, leave me alone. I hate you. I'll vote for that asshole. God damn it.
Time. Look at all the things. Everyone knows the phrase October surprise, right? So anything could happen. The truth is what you want to watch on those numbers is anyone over 50.
I didn't know that saying.
Did it say October? Did you say October surprise?
October surprise.
What's gonna be my deviled eggs? Oh no.
Oh no.
That olive gross.
No, it's just pubes. October. It's like April Fools, but like worse.
I was thinking like Halloween pranks were.
Oh, okay, all right. It's just like the April Fools that nobody knows about. You're just like you like shave your head and go to work. You're just like, I just started my chemotherapy. Like everyone's like, what? I didn't know you had cancer. October surprise! You really had me going. What's October surprise? When did this happen?
Oh, everybody knows. We just didn't tell you.
All right.
50%, and right now no one is, which is a good sign for the Republicans and the Democrats in this race that it's going to be a bloodbath.
You know, Amos, it's very interesting about.
Oh God.
Can you put the camera on him?
Yeah.
Some
Wait, that's
there.
me. No, that's the thing. Okay, if this guy went bald and said he had cancer, would you believe it? He's just like, no, don't you normally do that every couple weeks or so? You get cancer every 2 weeks.
No, I just get the chemotherapy every 2 weeks. I was cured 6 months ago. I'm just addicted now.
Oh my goodness.
It reminds me of the South Park where Cartman's like, I am addicted to abortions. He's like pretending to be a WWE person. Anyway. Alright. Back to the video.
Sullivan in the Democratic Party actually has a bigger ground game. They've outspent the Republicans 10-1, but still Sullivan is gaining ground. What's up with that?
Well, I think you have to look at the record.
She's his Amazonian princess. Pure Washington.
Wait, this is. No, I don't even.
Everyone knows that every politician loves giant women. Pure Washington.
No.
I'm just gonna be saying Pure Washington like throughout my daily life now because of you guys.
Dan Sullivan
Pure Washington.
brought him an Amazonian from his house in Maryland.
All right, I don't think we're taking this very seriously anymore. Let's go on to the next video.
How are we supposed to take it?
Republican-
All right, what is this?
We're in a ditch nationally when it comes to the Latino vote. We've seen it in the last two
Oh.
presidential.
All right, you guys can watch this. I have to run and pee really quickly.
The race
It's
titans.
about somebody talking in Spanish in one of their political ads.
So the race
There's
titans
one
is
guy
like
that
a
a lot of
double
Republicans
entendre?
think could help them with
Yes.
that. He's trying to help Cory Gardner in that Senate race to that very same point. Listen to Jeb Bush here. Practice your Spanish, ladies and gentlemen. Listen to
Push
Jeb
the
Bush
Yankee.
right here, urging Latino voters, come to the Republican side.
Como ustedes, yo también quiero soluciones para nuestros grandes problemas. Y es por eso que es vital elegir a líderes como Cory
He's lip
Gardner.
singing.
I think Will's trying to confuse us. You should have like told us there's gonna be different languages in this. That just right over my head. Oh my god.
Well, it's sort of on the title of the news story there.
Yeah, now it is, but it wasn't before, and I was just like, what
Oh.
the fuck are they speaking Spanish? But then I had to read and
No.
bastard.
I don't know if it said it before.
People are going to look at this for two reasons, Ron. And number one, if Jeb Bush's wife is Colombian,
just
his
start
Spanish
over?
is damn near perfect.
Oh, it's been there the whole time.
They're going to look at this for two things. A, does it help Republican candidates this year in the races they use these Spanish language ads? Does it help them a little bit on the margins? And it also, is Jeb Bush trying to tell us something about his future?
Retard moment.
Look, I think Jeb Bush understands more than just about any politician in the country, certainly more than any Republican politician, that it's not just about speaking Spanish. And certainly not just about having
It's certainly just about speaking Spanish. Like, just take the other side of it. Man, I don't know. Okay, everybody knows that the Latino vote has never been with Republicans because in the past, they've always stood for, like, stricter border control, like, more deportation. Though, side note, Obama has deported more individuals in his presidency than any other previous president. Random fact of the day. So, I mean, do you think that an ad campaign based on the Mexicanness of this, who was it? Was it George Bush's son or something like
Yep.
that?
You're right, Jeb Bush.
Okay. Do you really think that one thing will make Latino people be like, they can really see our side of things?
No.
Like, how stupid do they think these people are?
I think it might actually do the opposite. Like, that fucking wannabe wants to speak Spanish. Like, Spanish people hate it when they, like,
It didn't
Americans
even look like
speak
he was
Spanish.
saying it. I remember watching the video and it's like, it just looks like he was mouthing the words in like some real Mexican man with like a very robust voice. Is like, como ustedes para si y muchas gringos.
Cerveza.
Exactly. So he butchered it, so it's going to do the opposite effect now.
Well, in English, there's a lot of different accents, right? I wonder if there's a lot of different accents in Spanish. There has to be, right? Right? Different accents? So I wonder
Yeah.
so people from some Mexicans are sitting there going, man, that guy's got a fucked up accent. I can barely understand him.
Exactly.
He should be on the Jerry Springer Espianza show. He's
Jerry Primavera.
Yeah. Is Jeb Bush's Mexican accents super trailer trash? So yeah, we're gonna vote for this guy.
It would have been, dude, think about how amazing it would have been if he just like had some like Tennessee accent while he's like, hola, como está amigos? Donde es el taco? Just like horribly racist. Oh man, that would have been amazing and probably equally as effective.
Yeah.
Alright.
Would he have gotten more or less votes?
Spanish in your
Equivalent.
ads. That's
Would it-
Jeb Bush has a record that appeals to Hispanic voters on education, on bread and butter issues like the economy and education with choice. He understands that the Republican Party is in danger of being extinct in our lifetime if they don't get right on immigration and bread
and every social issue. I mean, like, I think I actually have that video coming up, but we'll talk about that later. The Republican Party sometimes borders crazy, in my opinion, like with their social policies, but anyway.
butter issues that appeal to Hispanics.
There's a lot of speculation about him right now because he's more visible. He's been visible in past campaigns, and he didn't run for president in the last cycle. But because of 2016, because of this crisis for the Republicans among the Latino vote, when you see him, he was in North Carolina 10 days ago. Then he was in Kansas in a critical Senate race. Now he's cutting these ads. These are Chamber of Commerce ads that they're airing for Republican candidates. And?
Well, to be visible in this kind of way, in this stage, in the lead up to a presidential race, certainly leads you to believe that he is at least considering this strongly. The question about Jeb Bush, though, on immigration, education is, even though his policies may appeal to a larger percentage of the country in a general election, can he get through a Republican primary? That's going to be the big challenge.
But Republicans can't win the presidential election unless they take care of immigration. Hispanics won't even listen to them.
Right. And he has some...
This is like the thoughts going on in Chris' head. What classic horror movie does that chick look like?
That guy's like checking her boobs out right now. Look at him.
What a desperate old man.
She's not looking, so he's checking her out.
He looks cockeyed. Look at his. It looks like he's just like staring up in like to space with his left eye. All right. Anyway, he's like like a chameleon. All right. Nobody can probably see what I'm seeing, but anyway,
education is.
This is over. Yeah,
again.
Pointless endeavor. Yes, agree. All in favor, say aye. No.
Yeah.
All right.
What's the
moving on?
We are digging through a federal appeals court.
This is what I was just talking about. Why did this happen? So, for those of you who don't know, there was a something in the appeals court that caused 80% of hospitals in Texas to no longer be legally allowed to perform abortions. So,
what percentage of them weren't allowed to already?
I would hope 0.
I was gonna say.
But you never know with Texas.
Yeah, it could have already been like 75%.
It's just like a 2% increase.
No, 80% of hospitals aren't doing it.
Well, you want to talk? You want to talk, girl? Come on.
No.
All right. Come on, you stoop.
Ruling,
Play.
Texas abortion regulations can take effect as planned. Panel on the U.S. Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals ruled today Texas can immediately enforce a rule that abortion clinics upgrade their facilities to meet ambulatory surgical center standards.
Why are they
That
showing
ruling
that thing?
removes
Why
a
don't they just show
temporary
a rusty
stay that
coat in
blocked the
there?
laws during the appeals process.
That's not the equivalent of an abortion clinic, unfortunately. Not anymore. It's now it is.
Now it is. That'll be on their flag. You know,
They have to upgrade all of their equipment to be like top-notch surgery room technology or whatever. Like, look at this shitty scale. It only goes up to 300 pounds. You can't use that shit in real life. That's just
I have
malpractice.
a question.
Yeah.
Isn't there a Supreme Court case, Planned Parenthood versus Casey, that like says you can't ban all abortion? Like, I'm pretty sure you can ban it. Like, you have the choice to ban it in the second trimester. You can completely ban it in the third trimester, but you can't ban it at all in the first trimester. So how the hell are these laws passing?
No,
Am I confused?
You're right.
Am I
but
thinking of the wrong case?
No, you're right about that. You're wrong about the fact that abortion clinics now have to, instead of being like a multi-million-dollar building basically with a multi-million-dollar, like, you know, say like a $4 million infrastructure, they now have to be as good as like any hospital.
Oh, so it's the facilities themselves. It's not like they're banning it in Texas. They're just, okay, I get it now.
Right,
Totally,
which
I'm
doesn't really
confused.
seem 100% necessary. Hey, guess what? I peeled the label off my beer, and now it looks like a joint. Because I was rolling it around in my hands.
Stoner moment of the day.
That Henry Weinhardt's.
You know, that should make you look cool, but it kind of makes you look like Pee Wee Herman there. I don't know why.
I just look like that normally, okay? I'm sorry. Let me fix this damn old webcam. It looks at your ass. Alright.
Pretty sure that's his face.
I don't want it to look at me. I look like a ginger all the time.
I confuse them. Alright. Damn it, dude. Go up.
Hey, you know what I was thinking? You know, Nick's little bro, and then your neighbor bro. Can I be ginger bro?
That's just silly. That's
Gin
three
bro.
syllables. There you go.
Gin bro.
Shorten the syllable.
All right, you're gin bro.
No, ginger bro
Sounds like you just like have a gin drinking like gin bro. You got some gin for me, gin bro?
Right next to my gingerbread.
Alright. So, anyways.
Yes, both sides expect this case now to go to the U.S. Supreme Court.
I'm going on break. I'll be right
Attorney
back.
General Greg Abbott tweeted out about 30 minutes ago, "We just won this round on HB 2 in the Court of Appeals." The head of the Center for Reproductive Rights said, "Today's ruling has gutted Texas women's constitutional rights and access to critical reproductive health care and..."
Yeah. I mean, like, think about the chicks that are pregnant right now. I mean, and they were planning on getting an abortion. They can't now. They gotta, like, almost leave the state of Texas to do so.
Well, why can't they?
15% of
No,
hospitals
but
left.
but the thing is that, like, I have a feeling that any of the ones that met those standards were in, like, the biggest cities. Like, you know. So if you live on the outskirts of Texas, you know, you have to go all the way to, like, literally the best abortion clinic in Texas to get...
Everyone has to go to Dallas now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who wants to wait in that line? So, since lines are one of the top 10 worst things ever, there's going to be a lot less abortions.
Who said that? You know, and whoever said that's probably a genius.
There was an you guys know what the Onion is? It's like a fake news thing.
Yeah.
There was this one article they did where it was like, smoking is now only legal in one room inside of a place in Kansas, and like then like the traffic was so backed up, like, and then inside of that room it was just like 500 people just like, like, and just smoke everywhere. It was hilarious. That's kind of what it reminded me of when you said that, like the one clinic so backed up. Anyway, all right. So now that Ginger's gone, you want to talk about some hardcore sexual encounters?
Are you gonna explain more or?
Moving on. Moving on. Jesus.
At Newark.
All right. Oh, this is the Ebola thing.
I was gonna say that is.
Who still cares about Ebola?
No one. Wait, everyone. I mean, it's not. I sound
A bunch of
horrible right
misguided individuals. All right. Anyway.
Airport CDC quarantine officers surround a sick passenger on United Flight 998 from Brussels. It was determined the passenger did not have Ebola. The scare coming as the calls get louder for more aggressive screening for the deadly disease at U.S. airports.
These are reminders that the threat is out there.
New York Senator Chuck Schumer pushing for more aggressive screening of passengers arriving in the U.S. from Ebola hotspots,
including a temperature check for travelers returning from Liberia, Guinea, Sierra Leone, and Nigeria, either directly or indirectly through another airport.
Passengers' temperatures are already taken when they leave West African countries, and they must fill out a detailed health questionnaire. But Schumer says those procedures need to happen in the U.S. too.
If you ask them a whole lot of specific questions, and CDC is very good at coming up with these questions and doing it, you may well...
So we're talking about, or we're watching a video, not talking, we're watching a video about Ebola and how the airports that we have in the United States should be screening people when they get off planes.
For Ebola?
As well as when they get on them. So
how can they? What?
That sounds like an like, you know, the airport's already like fucking terrible. Like, as it is, like, nobody likes the airport. Like, it just takes way too long, and now they gotta like take your temperature, like, probably up your ass, like, because you know they're all about cavity searches over there. So they probably just stick a thermometer up your ass, like, ask you a bunch of questions. Look inside your mouth and like...
What,
you know.
you're a Cowboys fan? You must have Ebola.
First off, it showed on the video.
He's delusional. Get him out of here.
Temperature on their forehead. Second off, what's one more thing? You have to like fucking put everything through a scanner, and you have to stand in this weird scanner now and scan you around. So what's one more scan on your
I'm
fucking
just saying,
forehead?
it's already enough to wait in that many lines to do that kind of meaningless thing, or not meaningless, but like menial things.
You're too drunk to realize that you don't want Ebola.
Oh shit!
I don't want Ebola, but I don't think like everyone in Ebola is like shit, better get on the first plane to LA. Like, that's not happening. It's like, oh my god, I think I have Ebola. The first thing I need to do is go to USA. I don't know. I think that people overreacted to the Ebola thing a little bit.
I can't afford to go to the doctor to test me for Ebola.
It's a horrible
I'm just gonna go to the
disease.
airport. They'll test me there.
I mean, it's a horrible disease, but like, if you're worried about it getting into America, why is there no worry about it like killing thousands of people in Africa every week? You know.
That's exactly what I was about to bring up. I can talk.
Well, I was walking through the house downstairs and I was listening to a newscaster talking about how obviously a very liberal, newscaster was talking about how we have to, we don't just protect our own country. This is why we have to spend so much money over. We got to be paying attention to this stuff and try and contain it there instead of waiting until after it gets to our country. And was she wrong, or was she right, or was she half right? I can't explain it better than that because I can't believe I even remembered it because I only heard it for a second and walked past it. But
I think that you have to take some measures to like contain it because it's one of those diseases I believe it's an airborne viral drug or a viral disease. I don't know why I said drug. But I mean, it can spread.
I thought
You
it was
have
like
to
spread every way possible except for airborne. Maybe I'm crazy.
I think it's spread. No, I mean, if something is spread airborne, then it like through airborne means then it's spread through like fluid contact as well. So if you have sex with somebody that has Ebola, you made me say Ebola.
My bad.
Ebola. Then you're gonna get Ebola, and because it just starts to like seep from every pore from your body. That's why it is pretty serious because it's quite deadly. But I mean,
I thought somebody said it was hard to contract, but it was deadly once you got it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it is that. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought it was contracted through airborne means.
I thought it was like fluids only, like spit and semen, like you were just talking about, and whatever.
In blood.
That's
blood
it. I was like,
contact.
what's the other fluid? I'm trying to think of.
Semen.
Semen.
I got semen. Oh, spit. Of course, anything involved in a blowjob is
I
is
said
very
spit
liquidy.
first. Okay.
Well, I don't have to look at blood very often, but
The thing is if they cough, like it can become airborne. Like
Yeah, because you probably cough up some spit at the same time.
sure, there's like particles. Anyway, I mean,
no shooting crack pipes with somebody that's got
one
Ebola.
person that had Ebola that was literally diagnosed within something like 1 or 2 days of like hitting the United States, and everyone in that area, I guarantee you, has been told go to the fucking hospital. Everyone in the area where they landed, because they're not. It's not like this person's like trying to like keep secrets from people being like, ooh, I'm not gonna tell you where I went because I'm gonna like make it a little game for you to play.
Can we stop the apocalypse in time?
Yeah, I don't think this person's trying to kill the human race. If it was quarantined properly...
I'm hiding the monkey in my backyard.
And we understand where Ebola could enter the United States through Sierra Leone, whatever other, Liberia, the countries that the guy was just mentioning, then if we understand that, then it doesn't really matter, that it exists. I mean, Ebola's been around for a long time. And it's been to America before, but it's not going to take half of our population out because one person had it that showed up here. I mean, think about how many people have it that exist right now. The chance of it spreading is more likely where that disease is running rampant than where one person happened to fully contract it here. They actually didn't contract it here, but they it manifested in them or whatever. I can't think of any better vocabulary, but
all of a sudden somebody's got it and they're in America.
Why don't we worry a little more about where Ebola is destroying people's lives every day? I don't know. It just seems misguided to me.
There's parents all over Africa that have outlived their children because of Ebola.
Yes. You can call it e-bowling, and it's just it's like an online bowling flash game that you can play while you're at work. e-bowling. Play it with your friends. Or e-bowling, share it with your friends. That's all.
Like us on Facebook.
Alright, anyway, enough about Ebola. Fuck it. I don't want to talk about that. Shit's depressing. Oh, shit. Alright. I think this is one of the, like, palate cleanser videos that I set up. So just watch it and enjoy, everybody.
I saw the headline. I did want to
Hopefully
see
it's not... I forgot to mention something before we go on. So, alright. This podcast is, I made it, or I wanted to do it with Chris, not really to gain a following or, like, impress an audience or become, like, establish myself as, like, somebody who wants a career in, you know, being a web personality or, you know, getting on TV to do, like, you know, host my opinions on air. I started this podcast with my good friend Ginger, Chris, I already mentioned his real name, because I really feel like there's a lot of moments in your life, in everybody's life, that, like, go uncaptured, that, like, it would be cool to revisit. So, I don't know, I've done, like, the Let's Play videos with some of my friends, and I've done this podcast now. I just think that, and it also made me more self-aware of, like, how I sound and, like, how you sound, like, when you're, you know, just trying to be yourself, which doesn't always work on camera, but if everybody, like, had moments of themselves captured, and we do pretty much do in this day and age, but, like, some of the conversations that we would have and, like, things that, like, would happen to us, I'd be like, I wish I could revisit that. And, like, with doing this, like, doing the Let's Play, doing the podcast, like, you can revisit at any point you want to. Like, if we ever drift away, like, this channel will always be here. Like, these videos will always be online. Like, if somebody else watches it and thinks it's cool, that's fine. That's awesome. But it's really for us more than anybody else. So if you don't like it, then, like, don't watch it. But
selfish bastard. I'm kidding. It's a total joke. Don't look at me like that. Oh, my God.
But, yeah. So that was a preface to, if this video is choppy, I tried for a while to try and figure out why it was, I was dropping so many frames in the last podcast, and I couldn't really figure out much. Had, like, a little bit of success when I got rid of the video playlist on the screen while we were on our webcams. So that's what I've been doing so far, and I decreased the resolution. I tried to do all this stuff to fix it, and I don't think it probably fixed it too much, but we'll see. But I don't really care. It's basically an audio-based show anyway. So if you're watching this constantly, I'm sure you're bored, because this is longer than most movies. So hopefully you're just listening to this while you're trying to go to sleep, or, you know, doing some cleaning or something of that sort. So yeah. Anyway, here's a video. If it looks like shit, I'm sorry. It looks fine for us. So. Alright. This guy is singing the Canadian anthem, I think, and skating. I would find that quite embarrassing.
A lot of the chain food restaurants are having it.
Oh, this is one of my favorite YouTube channels, by the way. It's called The Young Turks. If you're not subscribed to The Young Turks and you like news stories, like being informed or whatever, subscribe to them. Anyway.
Issues with their workers because they're paying them so little, and the workers are very frustrated. And oftentimes they make them check out and continue to work, which is actually wage theft and punishable by law. And so a lot of people, the workers want to unionize. They want to say, hey, maybe we'll have more leverage if we all unite. By ourselves, they're just going to fire us and get somebody else to fill the job. But if we're united together, well, that's in a way part of the marketplace, where we then use our collective power and leverage it against the employee to make sure our wages come to a balance that makes sense for both sides, right? Now, of course, these companies are making billions of dollars, so it's not like they can't afford it, and this is a perfectly normal way to negotiate. Now, of course, they don't like that. They hate it. And in this case, we've got a labor dispute involving Burger King. It is specifically EYM King that runs 22 Burger King franchises, including the one in Detroit where they got in trouble, right? Now, the National Labor Relations Board has ruled in the past recently that McDonald's is also responsible for their franchises. They don't want to be responsible. They say, we got nothing to do with it, even though they send them hundreds of directives telling them exactly how to run their business. But in this case,
So I guess that's kind of like, I mean, McDonald's doesn't run individually every McDonald's. They like, you know, delegate it out. Which, for example, if the Jewel Lake and Lake Otis and Abbott McDonald's, I think are both run by like a family that lives up here. And I believe I actually like have been to their house at one point when I was little. But yeah.
I used to work at McDonald's when I was a teenager, like almost everybody in this country.
Yeah, I did as well when I was 14.
Right. And I remember at the time there was one owner for almost all the McDonald's that in Anchorage, and there was a period of time where he was failing health inspections, and so corporate came in and took over, and there was a second chance given, I think, but ultimately corporate took over, and those McDonald's started doing a little better. So you're right. The people that have their own franchise, they could screw it up or they could do better. Like the one you were talking about, the one on Abbott and Lake Otis and the one on Jewel Lake. Those are fabulously run McDonald's. I love going to those ones. And they're and I'm pretty sure you're right. It's that same family that owns them both. But from what I remember when I was a teenager, there were 3 McDonald's in town that were not owned by that first guy. And 2 of them were owned by one group, and the other one was owned by a third person. I think it was the one on DeBar.
Okay. So anyway,
I think that's right.
Despite the minor details, where is the story going? So most of them were owned by the one person.
I just wanted to bring it up because when I was a kid.
So it's just verifying.
The one on DeBar used to have an all-you-can-eat breakfast on Wednesdays for $3.99.
That's awesome.
At McDonald's.
Dude, that's fucking cool as hell. And dude, I would eat like 11 hash browns. That would be awesome. I love their morning hash browns. Awesome.
Oh man, can you imagine?
$3.99 too.
It was $3.99.
And I'm sure they give you coffee and shit.
Well, the drinks were separate.
Oh shit.
The drinks were separate.
It, man. Fuck it. I don't want it anymore. No, I'm just kidding.
No. If we had that now, I would go there every single Wednesday. Holy cow! I could eat $20 in McDonald's breakfast in the morning.
Yeah, the sandwiches are pretty expensive, especially if you like add shit to them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
and if you get that freaking
if you want the bacon, egg, and Canadian bacon with real bacon on it, like it's like another $1. Like fuck, I'll just like go home and fry up my own bacon, then put it on there.
Have you ever asked for orange juice instead of the soda? It's like an extra $1.90 or something.
It's insane. I think the only thing that's actually free in the morning with the breakfast is the coffee, which is kind of a ZA. I mean, maybe you can get.
Well, that's only if you're over 65. We still have to pay for it.
Okay.
Though it's now only $1.
Yeah, I always forget that being over 65 and all, I just get so many benefits.
You will.
Especially regarding McDonald's.
As long as you don't get Ebola, you'll get to discover it yourself.
I'm always worried about Ebola just around the corner. It's gonna happen.
What if the guy at McDonald's spits in your burger because you pissed him off and he's got Ebola? Does that mean you're gonna get it?
Oh God. That's awesome.
What if it's October surprise and he spits in all of his coworkers' burgers?
October surprise! You're all gonna die.
No, but make it April 1st.
Oh man! All right. More about Burger King striking.
Mainly talking about, like I said, this EYM King that runs the 22 franchises for Burger King, okay? Or for themselves in relationship with Burger King. Okay. So, you're going to love how they decided to punish one of these women. Now, that was trying to organize things. You're going to love it because of how absurd it is. Now, luckily, they put an end to it. So, first of all, they keep saying when they go to the National Labor Relations Board to sort this out, well, of course, we could discipline her for trying to organize at the workplace. And the judge keeps saying, No, you can't. That's against the law. So here's what he explains. It's against the law, he says, to punish a worker for discussing wages, working conditions, or unionization with other colleagues. Such talk is
So basically, this chick keeps going back to like tell her coworkers that they should like organize, make some kind of a union, and make an effort to like get paid better for the work they do. Because it's like, in my opinion, she's right. I think that people that work in fast food, work at Walmart, things like that, like a lot of people consider those to be shitty jobs, but I honestly have more respect for the people working those jobs than the people sitting in offices, like, just being assholes to everyone beneath them, you know? Being like, I mean, they obviously have to know what they're talking about, but I really feel like a lot of those people are just unnecessarily, like, condescending. Like, if you treat people with more respect, like, what's the harm in that? You know, there's no reason you have to be a boss that, like, I mean, I'm not saying every boss is an asshole, but...
Well, no, you're right, because...
I have more respect for the people doing the grunt work, because, like, they're putting themselves out there, and they're just, like, you know, they're doing shit that nobody wants to really do. Like, nobody wants to be a fucking fry cook. But so many people do that. And, like, every time I order, like, fast food or something like that, I'm just, like, so thankful that fry cooks do the thing that they do.
Yeah. Definitely. Well, the lower your wage, the harder you work. It's just the way it is in America, and it probably always has been. And I can't imagine it would change. The lower your pay rate, the harder you have to work, and which is fine. We know that.
As long as like there's a progression that can happen,
right? Yeah.
But a lot of times progression can only go so far with like somebody, even if they have a really good work ethic, you know, they can only get so far because of the situation they've been born into, or like the situation that they put themselves into through past decisions, obviously.
Yeah, which is fine.
Or like
and
not everyone can go to college.
And remember, those at the bottom, they've made peace with the fact that they work harder and they make shit money. They've made peace with that. But like you said, they deserve at least some respect for it.
Yeah.
If they're gonna bust their ass and get calluses on their hands for different reasons than when they were a teenager, then you're right. We should at least be nice to them. Polite, maybe. Sorry for interrupting.
For sure. The least you can do is be polite.
Yeah.
I mean,
basic manners.
I mean, I'll tip people at places that don't have tip jars all the time because I'm like, I really like what you've done. Like, you know, somebody helps you find something and like gives you their opinion at like Home Depot, or you know, somebody does a really good job like getting your order to you on time at McDonald's. You got a couple extra dollars, or like just people working the register at cars, and you just give them the money. You're like, this is for you. Like, this is for what you do on a daily basis, and the shit that I'm sure you have to deal with because not everyone really like thinks you're worth a damn. You know, not everybody does. But anyway, yeah, tip your waitresses.
And those at Sports and Shenanigans, we appreciate you.
Yes, we do.
Please don't spit your Ebola spit in our burgers.
That damn Ebola-ridden spit. All right.
Considered protected concerted activity under the law. Yet the company insisted to the judge that it was plainly entitled to forbid workers from discussing such matters during work. That's according to the Huffington Post. So what did the judge say about this assertion that they kept making over and over again? Well, obviously we can punish them if they're talking about unionizing at work. He said, quote, "This assertion is simply incorrect. So, sorry, you're wrong, and now you're going to have to pay the consequences because you're illegally encroaching upon her rights." Now, in one instance, they sent her home. I'll tell you why in a second. That's the best part. But she comes back and tries to get other workers to talk about this issue and to sign up, etc. So the manager told Wilson, a woman that's affected here, she was violating the store's loitering and solicitation policy, then wrote her up for it. Okay, now think about that. She's their employee. They know that she's not soliciting, like for pizza or insurance or anything like that. They know she's not loitering.
Policy. Well, no, I've had to shoot an employee, like when I went to Taco Bell, and I was a manager at Taco Bell, I had employees that they'd be on the schedule for 8 hours a day, but they'd be at Taco Bell for 18 hours a day. And
that sounds like a horrible life decision.
You had to kick them out of there sometimes. And
he's like, go do something besides be at Taco Bell, you weirdo.
yeah, stop distracting the employees that are on the clock. They're trying to get shit done. Don't convince them to smoke a cigarette every hour and a half because you're bored. And but now that I think about it, I spend a lot of time at my work.
Well,
so.
okay, so I mean, I totally see what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
you know what, you don't want to be dragging down the like work ethic or whatever.
Yeah, so that's, I mean, I can see writing her up or sending her home for that, even though that's a little extreme, and they're probably already pissed off at her, so that's just you being...
Well, she's not fucking soliciting. That's
yeah,
for
she's
damn
not
sure.
soliciting. I think the policy was a soliciting and loitering policy. I think it was just... they were conjoined together in the title of the policy, is what I'm guessing. And maybe I'm wrong.
Alright, we'll keep going.
Exactly what she's doing. It ain't loitering, but they write her up for that anyway. And the judge says, no, you can't do that. You know who she is. Well, they said, look, it's very dangerous. Detroit is a very dangerous area. But she's your employee. It's not like you thought maybe she's a criminal or anything like that. So none of this makes any sense. Further explanation here by the judge. The workplace, he says, is a particularly appropriate place to distribute materials or discuss organizing rights, seeing as it's the one place where employees clearly share common interests. This is particularly true in the instant case where some of the workers are lower paid individuals who commute to work via bus. He's like, where else are they going to meet? Of course they're going to meet where they all work together. And it's not like these guys can take a limo to one another's houses. They're taking buses to a minimum wage job. They have every right in the world to organize at that job. You can't send them home. You can't punish them. You can't fire them. You can't do any of the things you've been doing. And the company, I guess they've been doing it for so long that they're shocked. They're like, oh, that's weird. I thought we could do whatever the hell we wanted to our workers and they'd have to take it. No, there are actually, believe it or not, rules in this country. All right, now, why did they send her home? Now, of course we know why they sent her home, because she was trying to organize, right? And it's obvious, and the judge ruled it that way. But wait till you see their excuse. The company was found to have illegally sent a pro-union worker home one day for allegedly failing to put pickles on her sandwiches in perfect squares as she was supposed to do. I mean, you want to talk...
So, is that a legit, like, court-worthy excuse to violate someone's rights? I'm gonna say yes.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say complete 100%. Send that bitch home. Those pickles have got to be in a square. Learn that shit.
I'm gonna fire Maria Santiago because we clearly have a coat hanger and she left her coat in the truck.
Holy shit. That bitch needs to be fired and sued. Coat trucking. Or truck coating. Whichever you prefer. Damn. Alright. I think we're pretty much done with that story. Fuck the people that... I mean, you guys want to listen to the rest of it?
No.
Alright. Fuck the people that...
It's important, but those guys are fighting their own battles, it turns out.
I hope things go well for those guys, man. Like, you gotta stand up for yourself at some point.
I know, and that one lady, you know what? I think she should let everybody else organize, and she should find a different job if she likes it that much.
Agree.
I mean, I know it's not that easy just to leave your minimum wage job for a better wage job. It's not that easy. It really isn't. But can't she find a minimum wage job that she doesn't hate?
Think about... Okay. Hold on. Think about the number of minimum wage jobs that people are respected for doing. Try to come up with 5 that people are respected for doing.
Minimum wage jobs?
Like, I mean, you don't get any respect from your supervisors doing a minimum wage job, as far as I can tell. You don't get any respect from, like, your customers, for the most part, as far as I can tell. Maybe, you're working at a gas station late at night, like, those people are, like, my fucking heroes, man. Like, you're here at 3 a.m., I'm here to grab, like, a pack of smokes or something like that. It's just like, thank you for being here. Because if you weren't here, that would be sucky.
That would be sucky.
I need to use the restroom very badly right now. Thank you for just, being in this store.
Yeah, for selling me some
and
donuts.
And an ungodly hour.
And giving me the hubcap with the key attached to it so I can go piss in the in your bathroom. Thank you.
Sometimes I wish, like, the United States would adopt, like, Europe's weekend policy in which they have, like, a 3-day weekend. but everybody has to work 1 day of that 3-day weekend with whatever job you have. And so what happens is no matter who, like if there's one other person that you want to hang out with, no matter what, there is 1 day where you both are going to have the day off. Whether it's in a row on either side of like a Saturday, like everyone's going to have a day off that they can share. Like
instead of so-and-so having, your best friend having Monday and Tuesday off and you get Saturday and Sunday off. And,
yeah. I don't know. And they have like completely different working policies in the United States, but that's because the United States is just a more work-oriented society. Where like I think for the most part Europe's like work to live, and I think the United States is like live to work.
Makes sense.
Anyway, whatever.
Get a real job.
Semantics. Anyway. Fuck you, Pickles, man.
Does anyone else like get the title?
There's a rumble.
I think it said like in a pickle or something, and I just now got it because of the. Oh god.
Oh shit! We just got to like the best video of the whole playlist. Oh, by the way, I have a bunch of police brutality videos coming up.
Great.
Do you want to kill the cast before we get to those, or do you want to watch some of them and?
I'll watch them and just sit over here and
hang on. For those of you who don't know,
no, come on.
Our good friend Stats Girl is going to be a police officer one day. And that's awesome. But I have this thing where I don't like how police are so commonly seen and observed abusing their power, I guess. So, we may get to that tonight. If we don't, that's fine. But this is going to piss her the fuck off because every time I talk about this shit, she gets mad as hell and won't even talk to me. So I didn't really think about when I was doing the video playlist. I didn't really think about that, but yeah, there just happened to be some pretty crazy police brutality in the last week or two. Anyway, so on to something more lighthearted first.
The street? Nah, not two guys like that. Two guys like this. No wonder the man who shot this put it to music from the Nutcracker. That seemed to be where a lot of the kicks landed. Two male kangaroos, boomers they're called, fighting for dominance or fun in a suburban setting north of Sydney, Australia. It's not so much like boxing, but rather ultimate fighting. Nat Geo Wild described it this way in its World's Deadliest series.
A favorite tactic? Using the forepaws to grip the opponent and then quickly kicking with their huge clawed hind feet.
Oh my
But if you want to see their coolest move, watch this. As he raises his legs to kick, freeze it. He stands on his tail, momentarily supporting his whole body on that bony, muscular tail. They fight like a silent pair of dinosaurs from Jurassic Park. Quiet but deadly, a trained boxing kangaroo named Killer Willard took on his handlers during a demonstration at a Cleveland TV station.
Wait a minute. This is my husband being beaten up.
Awesome.
Now, who's the last guy you'd
That's so awesome. He just starts beating the shit out of his hand. He's like, oh, want to teach me to box? I'm gonna use it against you. It's like the Force, and you're the dark side. Get rocked, bitch. And by the way, the lady that's doing this story is so stupid, and her voice sucks.
ever imagined?
She sounds like 40 years older than I imagine she's around like 50. She sounds 90.
I think I've heard her voice like 100 times. I think this is the first time I've actually seen her. Probably Jean.
Jean. Look at her stupid face. Look at how much lipstick she wears. Looks like the bat symbol.
To cover up all the wrinkles, bro. Did you say the bat symbol? Oh my god, it does.
Boxing a kangaroo?
You're gonna watch me fight the Australian light heavyweight champion.
It's a young Woody Allen who seemed to mesmerize his opponent in this 60s variety show. Woody threw a few pretend punches, the boomer lunged, had Woody in his clutches, but no harm done. Same goes for the brawl in Australia. It seemed pretty much a draw, with one knockdown, but no knockout.
It's a good thing those kangaroos have some rock hard abs, because that might have hurt otherwise. Or they just have really thick pouches.
Who needs a leg to stand on when you've got a tail? Ginny Most, CNN, New York.
Just imagine that, just like walking out of your house and seeing a bunch of kangaroos.
All right, this is where we get to the police brutality bit. Do you want to get into this, or do you want to just do our picks and call it? All right.
I won't get mad.
This first one is arguable. The second one is not arguable.
There's two of them.
So there was gonna be more, but then I held back in case you were gonna show up. So we'll do the first one. The first one is arguable from a couple points.
Can I just say that I agree with you most of the time on these, and that's probably the most the major reason why I get so mad, because I actually have to agree with you, and it pisses me off. But
it pisses you off to have to agree with me? Damn, I better never say anything
because
like...
I want to be one of these people one day, and this is what I'm living up to. It's freaking horrible.
No, but it doesn't mean you have to be in that, behave in that way.
I'm not going to, but what I was going to say, past that point, I forgot now.
Yeah, some of those cops might have started off as assholes and then became cops. The question is, how many people became cops and then started power tripping?
I don't think that's really that common. I think that the whole authority thing appeals to assholes, though.
I know,
You're probably right.
It's just that everyone videotapes the bad shit. No one ever sees the good shit.
You had better, if you get pulled over and you were scared of cops, then videotape that shit, because who knows if they're gonna do some unorthodox or unethical things to you.
Well, yeah, I know.
And if that shit happens,
the cops shouldn't get away with this shit. I'm not saying they're above the law. They are still normal people, and they have to abide by the law, and that includes fucking beating the shit out of people. You can't do that. That's not okay.
Sure.
But
or killing people.
What I'm saying is what gets broadcasted across media is all the bad shit. No one broadcasts good shit. Who wants to see that?
Dude,
this guy saved her life.
Maybe not the last podcast we did. We did a podcast where a dude, well, that wasn't even cops, but that was Secret Service.
That was
a dude
dumb.
runs onto the White House lawn, gets inside, and he doesn't even die for it. That's insane to me. That they didn't jump to the conclusion that well, I mean, he was obviously trying to kill the president, but they didn't fucking kill him for it. And I think that's okay. That's actually kind of encouraging that they went lenient on someone for once.
Maybe this makes me a horrible person, but I'm really surprised they didn't shoot him.
No, I'm surprised as well. I'm surprised too. I think it's cool that they didn't, because that person was detained without being killed.
I'm glad they tried all the possibilities, everything they could before they attempted
if we started out with
him.
the second video I have first, you would be like, oh, fuck this. But the first video is arguable, so we'll take a look at the one that has an arguability for the cops. Anyway, if I can get my computer to work.
Yes, my mom. No, I'm not making it worse now. I'm scared for my life. Because he just pulled a gun on us and we don't have a gun. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'm sorry if I just bust up laughing at a moment in this, because I watched it before. There's a moment where I just bust up laughing. I'm sorry.
You a white shirt? What's that? A white shirt. I'm asking for a white shirt. I don't know what's going on. I just gave him my information. I don't know what's going on now.
Right. That's what I
It's who?
Listen. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
That's what I'm saying.
I don't know what's going on. I never got out of the vehicle from
seat
being in the
belt.
passenger side. You know what I'm saying? I never
License
got.
and insurance. I gave it to him.
Right.
Okay. Now he asked the man.
Well, y'all got white shirts here?
That's sitting beside me. He asked
Y'all
for
got
his
somebody in
ID.
charge,
He
y'all.
said he didn't have any ID.
Well, I just gave him my information.
So they asked him, and I said,
I just gave both of them my information. Y'all got my information, right?
For my license. I mean,
What
you're
you
gonna
do
give me a
with that? What you do with that
ticket
piece of paper?
for no seatbelt. If you're gonna give me a ticket for no seatbelt, right here, then just give me a ticket so I can go to the hospital, because the doctor called me to tell me to come in because my mom is about to pass away. All right, so I guess he's looking for his information in his book bag. When he digs in his book bag, they pulls a gun out. What was the purpose of a gun?
He doesn't know what he's gonna pull out of that freaking bag. Like, oh my god! He could pull out a fucking bomb and throw it at him. Like, they're just digging in a bag. Like, of course they're gonna take precautions and like at least get their gun ready and be like, "What the fuck are you pulling out of there? I can't see your hands."
No, I agree. I agree with that. I agree with that shit. But
does it get
like,
worse?
Yes, it gets much worse. Oh, like the part that cracks me up. Like, I agree with what you just said, 100%. But like, the chick that's driving is just like, what was the purpose of a gun? It's just so funny. Anyway, what is the purpose of a gun?
No, I know her. I think I used to work with her at McDonald's.
Oh my god.
Racist. Alright, here we go.
Now they're asking me to open my door so I can get out. I'm scared. If you can pull out a gun in front of it's two kids in the back seat. If you understand? Yes. All right. No, don't mess now they're about to mess no!
I'm not the operator
now
of this vehicle, so if you do that, all right. I'm not the operation of this vehicle.
Are you gonna open the door?
Whether you say somebody's not gonna hurt you, people are getting shot by the police.
Oh shit! Damn!
That was crazy.
There's like two little kids in the backseat.
This is a oh my god! This is wait, this is how you recording now?
Yeah.
This is terrible.
I think the oldest kid.
Oh shit!
This is crazy.
Oh.
She did not say Craig.
Take it off, man.
Oh no!
I told y'all my kids in the car, man. Why would y'all do that shit?
Angie, come on.
Talk about what, man?
Come on, clown.
Oh my gosh. Alright, so that was reasonable. Now let's go on to the next video.
Reasonable? That was insane. He just broke glass right into his face. Could have got into like in his eye.
It's okay. This one will really solidify your ideals that police officers always make the right decisions.
I'm already against the last video. Like,
it's this traffic stop from 3 weeks ago that's landed a former Trooper of the Year behind bars.
At least he fucking gets sent to jail for this shit. Cause like this is just negligent. I mean, like normally you see this shit happen and like the officers are like 2 days of paid suspension. Like, really? I mean, come on. Like, no, don't do that.
The graphic video shows just what happened. Prosecutors say the trooper stopped a man at the Circle K on Broad River Road for a seatbelt violation. It's what happened next that now has the trooper charged with a felony.
Answer your license, please.
Get out of the car! Get out!
He has his hands up. Gets shot twice more. What the fuck?
Just hours ago, that same video was shown in bond court as a judge granted a
oh my god.
Dude,
this cop is insane.
He like, the guy throws his hands up, he's running away. And he gets shot 2 more times.
That part, like, that's the second thing. Like, the first thing is that he shoots, but, like, obviously he should be worried about whatever he's about to pull out of the car. But, like, the guy doesn't even, like, semi-turn around before he shoots at him. Like, he shoots at him before his hands even anywhere near come out of the car. Like, he's not even pulling anything out of the car yet. He's just shooting because he's retarded? I don't know, but...
Okay, so here's the question. Are cops just too scared, like, to do their jobs?
Okay, first off, you can't generalize all cops. That guy might be too scared to do his job. He's a fucking pussy. He needs to man up. And
he was a former Trooper of the Year. Like, Jesus, man, I think the guy would be good at his job.
He probably planted a bunch of drugs on some unsuspecting black people, and then now he's a Trooper of the Year.
You know what I'm starting to think? Is that whoever hires these stupid cops that make these retarded mistakes, like, whoever's doing the hiring process or like doing the psychiatric psychological exams, they need to do a better job because this is bullshit.
I agree. That's totally a logical conclusion to make. I agree with that shit. But oh my god, that guy fucking gets shot multiple times. Anyways.
Does he live?
You'll find out.
$75,000 cash bond to the former trooper. The South Carolina Highway Patrol fired Trooper Sean Grubert last Friday and said for reasons only Grubert can articulate, he fired on the unarmed victim, 35-year-old LeVar Jones, who was struck in the hip.
Are you hit? I think so. I can't feel my leg. I don't know what happened. I just grabbed my leg.
Brakes on 866. I need a 1050.
But he's shooting at a fucking gas station. What if he hit a fucking gas pump?
I just asked for prayers for Mr. Jones' family. I asked for prayers for his family because I know this causes a change in life.
But Reverend Kenneth Spry, who was at the scene, says he's elated by what he calls justice. Former Trooper Grubert is charged with assault and battery of a high and aggravated nature, which could carry 20 years in prison.
They didn't waste a lot of time because of the public stewing and brewing over this situation.
A defense attorney for the former trooper said there's more than one way to interpret the video and told the judge his client is not guilty and was justified in shooting Jones, who was reaching for his license.
Get go! Get!
The attorney says...
Alright, anyway. So, I think that's good. Oops. Alright. So, actually, I think I might have one happy video. You guys want a happy video?
Yes, we need a happy video and then football.
Alright. You don't want a happy video? It's a third police brutality video.
How is that happy?
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, I thought you were serious. I was like, God damn it.
What is this one? Is this the fucking Roger Goodell?
Big controversy surrounding the Facebook Messenger.
Oh, okay. That was something that, like, if we were really at
Question: what does it take to live a life of fame on the
You
big?
guys want to watch this?
Yes.
This is like a General Electric commercial or something like that.
It's absolutely silly.
We'll play it while it's playing. I think this is the end of the playlist. Chris, you want to get our predictions page ready?
Screen, the small screen, even the silk screen. That's my face. The answer may surprise you. Really great lighting. Have I benefited from exceptional lighting? You tell me. Now, you can get successful guy lighting at normal guy prices. The GE Link light bulb lasts for over 22 years, and it only costs $14.97. That's 66 cents a year. I spend that on moist towelettes every 13 seconds. It's too moist. This bulb is also so easy to install, you can do it while painting. You simply twist in and turn on. And thanks to a Wink hub that you plug into your wall socket, you can control your lighting with the Wink app on your smartphone. For an embarrassingly small amount of money, you can kiss your horribly lit, non-successful life goodbye. But don't take my word for it. Ask this unremarkable nobody.
I used to hate to go home to a dark house and an unfamous non-celebrity husband, but now that I can control my lighting, I'm seeing things differently.
Whether you're working on your signature fragrance, improving your attack speeds in your home dojo, or setting a romantic mood in your music room, which is also your hot tub room, you too can achieve perfect lighting. There's room for one more. Have your lighting servant get a GE Link light bulb for only $14.97. That's less than what I tip the guy who tips people for me. Better yet, get multiple bulbs. Have fun looking as good as me. America.
That's got to be a real thing.
It's a real commercial?
It's a real product for sure.
Oh my god.
Only $14.97 at Home Depot.
Yeah, let me make sure that's into the playlist. That's awesome, dude. Oh, okay. We're done with that shit. Video playlist gone. Alright. So,
we'll go through and do our picks and then the suicide pick at the end. I don't have Zach's yet, so I'll have to get his tomorrow. Let me pull up the standings in case that helps us.
The standings. Should I pull up next week's schedule?
Got it. I have that.
No one else can see it but you.
No.
Talking about our viewers, if there are any.
That's a good point. All right. Anyway,
there's none right now. There was 2 earlier.
The first game's coming up tomorrow. It's the Indianapolis at Houston game.
All right, I'll find it.
Indy.
Huh?
Houston at Indy. You said?
No, Indy at Houston.
Indianapolis at Houston. Colts versus Texans.
I'll give it to Indy.
You guys both think the Colts are gonna win? Jeez, they're only like 15 spaces higher than the Texans on the power rankings. All right. Indy by what?
20. Fuck it.
I guessed 14. So I'm expecting the Colts to crush it too. Drunk guy, Indianapolis by how much?
I'll say. I'll say by 10.
By 10?
Yeah. One moment. All right. There you guys go.
Alright, next game. Why is it in such a weird order?
Who cares?
Anyway.
Just go by your order. It doesn't matter what they see. They can find it.
Good point. Alright, Patriots at Bills. New England going into Buffalo.
Oh man.
I'm guessing New England by 7.
I want the Bills to win so badly. I'll say the Buffalo Bills by 1.
1.
I'm not that confident, but I just want them to win.
I say New England by 3.
Well, none of us are predicting a blowout. Watch New England win by like 55.
New England has like an issue with people in their own house. Isn't that? Or not their own house, but their own division. Isn't that?
You're right. New England loses all their games when they're away from New England. Yep. No, last year they were 8-0 at home.
No, I meant like, aren't the Bills part of their division?
Oh.
I think.
I think so.
I think they have an issue with division games. Is what I was saying.
Yep. Buffalo and the Patriots are tied right now for first
I
place in the AFC East.
Isn't the Dolphins in the same region as the Patriots?
Yes.
Yep, Dolphins and then the Jets.
That's the other thing I was thinking.
It's such a random team because like the rest of them are like north east, and the Dolphins are just like at the very bottom. Like, why aren't the Carolina Panthers in there or something like that? Like,
aren't they just the East? So like, that would kind of make sense, right?
That's a good point. It's AFC East, and the
so
Buffalo Bills. Yeah, Buffalo's even more north than New York.
It doesn't matter.
Oh no, I was thinking of like northeast, which is
northeast. Yeah, and they got the New York Jets, and then the New England.
Southeast.
Anyway.
Yeah, that's all.
No, I was just having a logic flaw. Anyway, let's go on.
Next.
Carolina at Cincinnati. Panthers going into the Bengals' house.
Yeah, I'll say Bengals as well.
Cincinnati by 10.
I'll say Bengals by 13.
I'm going by 10. Nice guess, Cassie. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Steelers going against the Browns.
Okay. Steelers, but I can't fucking pick the Steelers anymore.
I was gonna say the Browns anyways.
I guess I'll go the Browns by 7.
You have to go with the Browns.
Well, I'll go the team by 7 then, since I can't even say the Steelers. I might as well not even say the Browns.
I say Browns by 6.
Why? Because you despise Zacharias. Is he in Hawaii right now?
No, he's got a little bit left to go. I think next week, I think you said. I'm going Pittsburgh by 10 because I'm still allowed to pick them.
Oh man, I gotta pick my Dolphins. I'm not gonna suicide that shit though.
Yeah, Green Bay at Miami. What do we got?
Miami.
Up top. Woo! Woo! Alright, I'll say Miami by 6.
3. I don't think they're gonna like blow it out by any means.
I don't think they're even gonna win, but I gotta pick them. Gotta pick them.
I'm picking Green Bay by 13.
Ew.
Sorry, guys. Aaron Rodgers is gonna light those guys up. All right.
Very well may.
Detroit at Minnesota.
From what I remember about this matchup, Detroit always wins.
What?
From what I remember about Detroit versus the Vikings, the Detroit Lions always win. So I'll go Detroit by 14.
I'm pretty sure I picked against the Vikings last week and they like killed it. And so I was just like,
yeah, you know you can't pick the Falcons anymore.
Yeah, I picked the Vikings by 7.
You know the Vikings are 2-3 and the Lions are 3-2.
Yep.
They're in the same division.
Yep.
Vikings by 10.
7.
7.
Use your ears.
Use your wiener to pick up, to do all the picks. You just use that big old ween that you got. God gave it to you.
And why don't you play with your cock and balls? Alright. The drunk guy? Minnesota by how much?
No, I'm saying the Lions, man.
He said Lions.
Say the Lions usually win that matchup from what I remember. I'll say Lions by 11. I'll say 31-20.
I'm going to go Lions by 3. I think it would be a 20-point game if they were playing in Detroit. Denver at Jets.
That's true. I didn't think about that. But anyway. Denver at the Jets. I'm going to say Denver. I'm gonna give him 17 points.
I guess by 27.
I'm gonna go 21.
Watch the Jets win. We're all fucking way off.
Geno Smith, man, he's got what it takes. Alright, what do we got up next?
Baltimore
Ravens.
at Tampa Bay. Ravens at
That's actually kind of tough for me,
Buccaneers?
to be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say
Tampa Bay fucked up the Steelers. That was kind of funny.
Barely. But this is Baltimore. Like, this is a different team. This is a different monster. I'm gonna say Baltimore wins it by 7.
Cassie?
Baltimore by 3.
I wrote down Baltimore by 10.
Ooh.
Touchdown and a field goal. I think we're going to be up by a field goal, and then we're going to get an interception and take it in for a touchdown. In garbage time.
What's next?
Jacksonville at Tennessee.
I picked Tennessee.
Tennessee, huh? I'll take the Jacks for their first win.
I put down Jacks by 2.
This would be an awesome game to lock one of the teams. Because, like, both of these teams suck ass. And so, like, you could get, like, I mean, even if you lose either of those picks, like, who cares?
Who gives a shit?
Well, I thought the whole idea behind the suicide pick was to pick the game where you're certain of your pick.
Yeah. No, that's what it's supposed to be, but you don't have to follow that. Like, you don't have to if you're not, like,
I hate the
smart.
whole suicide thing anyways. Fuck you guys. I lost my
Dude,
first one.
I lost the first 2.
It's because you're a dingus and you picked fucking against San Francisco. You're like, I'm going to gamble and be like, I need them to prove themselves. Look, they did it.
I don't give a fuck. I'll do whatever I want to. I'll fucking suicide that game if I want to.
I think you should, honestly, but...
Yeah, good. Then I fucking will.
I just think you're a dingus for the second one.
Or I could be smart and pick the Chargers over the Raiders. Anyway.
Raiders could win?
No, fuck no. They could not win.
You're right, I don't think they would. Alright, so
okay, the most interesting game that I can see so far is the Cowboys versus the Seahawks, dude.
So excited.
That's going to be interesting. And they haven't lost on the road yet, and they're on the road.
That's
but
a
the
good
Seahawks
point.
have a really good road record. So,
You mean a home record?
Home record.
I mean, yeah,
Sounds
sorry,
like we're
home
calling
record.
them home wreckers.
They are.
Well,
They fucking cheat on their wives. And shit.
I
Might
didn't
as
give
well.
you a
You're
score,
part of the
did I?
Seahawks.
nobody did. Nobody
Total
did.
stud.
Who's Tennessee playing in? Jags.
I'm take the Jags for the first win by
I'm covering my forehead right now.
by 10. Jags by 10. Sorry.
Jags by 10. I got Jags by 7.
I say Tennessee by 3.
3. 3.
3-teen.
No. Not
All right.
stupid.
Chargers at Raiders. I've got San Diego by 27. Should I have
Oh shit.
Should I have said 35?
I'm gonna give them
Sorry,
14
Raiders
points
fans.
over the Raiders because the Raiders aren't horrible. They just have a bad team like synergy going on.
You said 14?
Yeah, 14.
Okay.
Each of their individual players are okay, but I don't think their team synergy is there.
Chargers by 23. Such a random number.
The Raiders by 23?
No, Chargers, you douche canoe.
Is that your lock? The Raiders over the Chargers is your lock, huh?
No!
Actually, I think you get to pick first this time.
The
You
night
you
was-
picked first
Bears
last
and
time,
the
right?
Falcons, huh?
No,
Or is Zach?
Zach did. And then I was supposed to be second. I was just like, why me? I don't want to go next.
Dude, that's another good game. Giants at Eagles. That's gonna be awesome.
Yep, you're right.
What's next?
Chicago Bears at Atlanta.
Well, I can't pick Atlanta.
Oh, it's okay. I think
So
you
go
got,
Bears!
I think you got this one. I'm gonna go Bears too. What do you say?
I personally want to say Atlanta because they're at home, but I think if it was the other way around, the Bears would have a much larger chance. But either way, I'm going to root for the Bears now because I'm fucked.
You guys both said by 7?
I'm gonna say the
I didn't
Bears
say
as
anything
well.
yet.
I say Bears by 6. They have really bad defense, from what I hear.
But they have Jay Cutler.
Ooh, the most consistent quarterback in the league.
Wink, wink.
Not.
Bears by... I almost said 4. That's such a random number. That's stupid.
It can happen.
I know it could happen, but that's ridiculous. 6. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So you guys both picked Chicago by 6. I got Atlanta by 7. Go Matt Ryan. Washington Redskins at Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals, all the way.
I got them by 17.
Cardinals, I'll say 14. Not quite as much.
I'll say 13.
Oh my god.
Just to mix it up. Woo!
Alright. Oh shit.
They're probably going to win by 30. Dallas at Seahawks. Da-da-da-da.
Can you guys guess what I'm gonna pick?
Dallas kicks ass, but I'm putting Seattle up by 13.
Yeah, I'm gonna say Seattle too.
Why
So
are you aiming it at me?
I can't afford to fall further behind in these picks. So I'm gonna say Seattle, but I think it's gonna be pretty close. I'll say 3. Seattle by 3.
Dude, I'm hurt. Just kidding. I think
I really want
Miami
it to
by
be a
like
close
3.
game.
I don't.
I want it to be
I want
close.
it to be a fucking
Because
blowout.
you know what? I don't even give a fuck which team wins, but I know that they're really close in skill level. So I'll just say and though either team could blow it out, I could see Dallas winning this by like 20.
If Dallas wins, I will believe in Dallas.
Yeah, this is a good test game for Dallas.
Yeah, just like the KC and San Francisco game. I don't think they're going to. I think Seattle's going to stomp them, but anyway, so Cassie, how many by?
If Dallas wins this though, like they'll get some street cred. They'll probably jump up on the little
10.
What's the thing we looked at? The something rating at the beginning, what like the number 1 team was and all that stuff.
Oh, the power ratings?
Yeah, the power ranking. I bet you if they beat Seattle by like any more than 10 points, they jump to like 2nd place.
Yep, I think you're right. And then second to the Broncos. In Seattle, dropped down to 3.
Yep. Anyway.
Yep. New York Giants at Philadelphia Eagles. And who do you think is going to play? Michael Vick or Geno Smith? or not Geno Smith, but
That's on the Jets, man.
yeah.
I think Nick Foles is pretty much locked in on that one right now. I will take the Eagles because it's more interesting to vote for the Eagles in this game to me, and I'm gonna take them by. I'll take them by 6. I like 6 because it's not really committing to anything.
Right?
It's not even one full touchdown.
I say Eagles by 7.
I got them by 10. They're playing in Philadelphia. That quarterback is pretty good. I'm sorry, Cass, you said 7, right?
Yeah.
You're making fun of me.
No, he made a Prince of Bel-Air
reference. Now that I've had my brain fart, though, the Jets, are they going with Geno Smith or Michael Vick? Or are they going to do one first half and one
No, I
second
think
half
they're
like
just
last
going to
time?
stay with Geno. It seemed like Rex Ryan just wants to stick with Geno.
Okay.
He doesn't really want to put anything on Vic.
Got it. All right, the last game is the Monday night game, San Francisco and St. Louis.
Boy,
Now,
San Francisco.
For the last 3 years, San Francisco's kryptonite has always been St. Louis.
St. Louis by 3.
Yep,
Telling you right now.
San Fran by 14, all the way.
I got him by 21.
Really?
Yep.
St. Louis by 3.
Cassie loses.
I don't think St. Louis is gonna score. I think it's gonna be 24-3.
You just said you don't think they're gonna score, and then you put them on the scoreboard.
You do.
Yeah.
Well, okay, they might get one on
Come
accident.
See,
okay?
you're gonna lose because you don't even know what words.
They
are,
might
like.
get a field goal once. Okay, like I'm not thinking like they might intercept.
Exactly, it's gonna be 3-0. Fuck off.
They're gonna intercept. They're gonna intercept Kaepernick, and they're gonna get a field goal in like the third quarter. But that's gonna be the only points they score.
All right, we'll see what happens, guys. We can't really call anything quite yet. Anyway. All right.
Oh wait, suicide pick.
Oh yeah, fuck. Good thing you reminded me of.
Yeah.
Can I check the Chargers again?
Chris, you go first. As long as what did you do last time?
Pick the Chargers.
You picked the fucking
I think I did.
Falcons, you doof. Or is
No,
that the
that was
week
the
before?
You picked the Chargers, who were playing the Jets, so you can't pick somebody that's playing the Jets.
So I picked the Chargers because they're playing Oakland.
You pick first. You get to.
Does that mean I don't get to pick the Chargers?
Right.
Damn it.
She beat you to it.
Oh, come on.
Chargers.
Right, who are the Broncos playing? Because I remember that being pretty lopsided.
Yeah, that's probably a good one. I think it's Tampa Bay or something. Or maybe I'm way off.
Denver?
Yeah.
Oh, Jets.
Alright, I'm taking Denver by... Wait, I don't have to say it anymore. Denver's my suicide.
Which leaves me... Those are the only two I was sure of.
No one.
Pick the Niners, man. Be a
Yep,
boss.
I'm picking the Niners.
Oh god, this is gonna be good.
It's gonna be good if he wins.
No, it's
If
for
he
him.
loses, it's gonna be like a week of despair. I'll just queue up all these
You can't
depressing
ever pick 'em again.
videos.
That's why I don't ever pick Seattle as my suicide. Like, fuck that shit. I don't want to not have to ever pick Seattle again. Like, that's ridiculous. Why would you do that? That's ballsy, bro.
I know. The only other game I could the only other game I'm sure of is the Arizona game, and I'm not that sure.
Are
All
you
right.
like doing buddy
Well,
games or something?
And if I
everybody, thank you for watching. There's 2 of me. That's how I run the show. That's the only way it's possible. Alright.
Is there a quote you want to end it with or anything?
Ginger. No quote.
Good night, everybody, and just remember, love is like a fart. If you have to force it, it's probably shit. Next.
Oh my god, that's awesome. Alright, thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Say bye.